Alright. Part 1. Afternoon is Mary Vlog. Kailangan na muna guys para sa certificate namin. Yadto na ko, yadto na ko sa para lang sa kantin. Tunaw naman yata. Hindi na kailangan ng gunting. Lah, tunaw siya guys. Oh shit. Seven katilap. Ikaduhang Graham bar.
So, like for example, if we choose a standard image model, okay. So, if we can do a classification model, so you can add samples. So, for example, this one is like for instance, class or a label. So, this will represent a label. So, like for instance, healthy leaf. Okay, so you want to classify if the leaf is healthy or not. Okay. For example, so we can put it this way, and then okay, then you can upload images, sample images, or you can use also the webcam to uh, to record the image samples. And after that,
Malagagi.
this will train the model.
Oh, shit.
Default or the built-in
Kaduang
training
green bar.
parameters. So in an AI model po, there are training parameters or these are configurations or settings of the AI model. So you can adjust this one depending on the performance of the AI model. And after that, the output will be revealed here. Then furthermore, for those who are planning to develop an AI tool, so there's already a prepared source code. So this uses TensorFlow. Okay. So this is TensorFlow.js and TensorFlow code. If I'm not mistaken, this is Triton and the TensorFlow Lite. So you can directly implement this application in your source code.
Grabe kalami, guys. Upat ka pa.
Okay, so going back. So I will just, for our participants, sir, so I will just assign this as your assignment, as exploration assignment, to further learn more on AI through the use of teachable machine. Okay. So next is how to use AI critically in the classroom. So students are using AI more than many teachers realize. They turn to ChatGPT to write essays, summarize readings, brainstorm ideas, translate text. Okay. So how students use AI matters more than often. If we want them to unlock educational potential, we need to move forward beyond fear or blind adoption and start teaching with it. So teaching with AI. So
7 katila.
the trend. Like we want to implement AI in the classroom, if we want to implement AI in the teaching and learning process, we need to teach with AI. Okay. So students need AI literacy also. That means the students should know how to question what they're given, okay, cross-check facts, spot bias, iterate better prompts, and transfer insights across different tools and subjects. Okay, so here are some steps on how to use AI critically in the classroom. Okay, so we can compare responses between ChatGPT and Google. Okay, or you can also provide further questions, or we can clarify the responses generated by ChatGPT. Okay, and we can also teach students that good prompts are built, okay, correctly. So start with a vague prompt and show how a back and forth interaction with ChatGPT can sharpen it to something specific, useful, and powerful for learning. Then check for bias. Okay, so that's important because that is one of the disadvantages of AI. So we need to check bias in the responses. Then regarding the image. So we can ask ChatGPT to describe or analyze what's in the image and search for other supporting information about a particular image, like related to our topic in class, and make it multidisciplinary. So use ChatGPT to connect between different subjects. Right? So that the learning content is relatable for the students. Okay, so the next development of AI is the neural networks. I already mentioned this one earlier. So the neural network structure of AI or artificial intelligence is inspired by the human brain. Okay, so this is the structure. So if we study our brain, it's made up of different neurons, and these neurons are connected together, forming a large network that supports our thinking and logical process. Okay, so that so how it is being implemented in the AI. So napod siya yung sariling neuron. So in ChatGPT or in any modeling tool, AI model, um, they have their own neural network. Okay, so this connects a lot of neurons to form a neural network. So take for example this one. So this basically explains how the neural network is being used for facial recognition. So given a particular image, okay, so it understands, the neural network now understands distinct facial features. So this is being identified and filtered in different across different layers. So in such a way that when this particular face is loaded or this particular image is being tested in the AI model, so it will generate the correct answer. So this is the technology behind YOLO, yung mga CNN or yung tawag siya na convolutional neural networks. Okay. However, despite the developments of AI, we can still say that humans are still better than AI. Do you agree po, moms and sirs? Humans are still better than AI. Is this true or false? For now, yes. Okay. From Sir Julius. Yes. Okay. How about the other participants? Yes. So we still believe that humans are still better than AI. So if we compare the performance between a human and AI, so like for example in the image recognition task. So for a human, we are able to detect the differences of different tasks. For example, in this slide, we can actually detect differences of cat images by just using 10 to 20 images. Okay? And we also consume less power. Okay? However, if you look at AI, it requires 22,000 to 10,000 images just to classify different features or different tags or cat images. And this process it involves 500,000 watts of power. So this is also one of the main issues of artificial intelligence because it consumes a lot of energy and a lot of power in order to perform best or in order to perform its optimal mode or version. So, di ba? If you compare, we can learn, humans can learn it in a more short amount of time in comparison with artificial intelligence. Okay. Any questions at this point? Febby. Okay, ma'am. So from Sir Hinaro, I'm not sure if someone has already asked this, but is it ironic that we're teaching students how to use AI, yet some academic institutions are subscribing to AI tools, to an AI tool like Turnitin to check if thesis and other schoolwork are AI generated? What's your take on this? Okay, excellent question po, Sir Henaro. Uh, okay, so yeah, true. There are some academic institutions that are um, subscribing to AI tools like Turnitin for different reasons. So, like for example, for instance, when you publish researches, in my perspective po, sir, uh, to publish researches has a certain level of plagiarism, like acceptable plagiarism level. So, for example, a certain publication venue requires it that the text similarity is at 10%. Okay, so uh, using a tools like Turnitin, okay, to check whether it's AI generated or whether or not it is plagiarized.
Imo tag arts
Normally,
guys
this AI tool does not check for
pag
actual
mo man ning
plagiarism.
seminar
They're actually checking for
mag-discuss ta.
text similarity. Okay, so for the whether or not certain words, because that we need to distinguish what is generated and what is not, and that is something that's difficult to distinguish at this point. What we can see is there are certain language patterns between AI-generated content or AI-generated text and a human-generated text, and there are a lot of false positives. Now, for a person who really knows how to write, it is very insulting that this will be labeled as AI generated. So, uh, in my opinion po, sir, these tools are just used for a reference point. Okay? So, we can check a certain classwork or this work using Turnitin or if it is AI generated because it will just give you percentage that percentage of this AI generated or not. So percentage lang po yan. So it is up to the school policy what is the acceptable percentage for AI generated text. Because whether we like it or not, students will really use AI tools. But up to what extent it has to be made clear in the school policy. Whether, for example, you're allowed to use AI for improvements of grammar. It's okay. And other possible tools that you can use with AI. Okay. So that is my take on the matter po, Sir Lalo. So I hope it answers my answer is already enough for you. So any more questions po? Okay, thank you po. Some more. So if there's none, we will just proceed. So just in summary po, Sir Lalo, as for now, it is the school who decides to what extent AI is allowed in the classroom. So there are institutions that really allows all kinds of AI, while others um, limit the use of AI in their institution. Then for publication requirements, these are just AI tools are used to satisfy the publication requirement because there are also, for example, if you're aiming for to be published in a Scopus Index journal, so you need to have high also the use of language is just similar. How humans use English language and how AI uses the English language is just very similar. So that's why it's prone to false positives. Okay. So we now move to okay. But before I move to the next topic, so according to Professor Julius, sa mismong panel judging na lang daw answer. I agree also. So we also in part, but I also sit as part of the research panel in our school. So while the yes, the paper, the capstone or the thesis paper is well written, so we need to really validate whether or not the student understood the the research they're undertaking. So because in the end, when you defend your thesis, when you present your project in front of of the faculty, of the teachers, it is you who answers the questions. It's not AI. So I agree. Sa panel na lang yun, sa panel judging lang yun, magkakaalam lang if the student really did the necessary um, understanding of their own research. So nakasabot pa din sila if they're kung nakaintindi pa talaga sila sa kanilang ginagawang research. I agree. It boils down in the critical thinking skills of the students and their ability to answer questions. So not all, in my experience, not all students can really answer questions in a more elaborate way. Alright. So if there are more questions, I will now move to the next segment. So another read or category of AI is generative AI. Okay. So this takes user input and generates content. So if you look at this workflow or process flow, so we have here different materials like text, images, audio, or code. So these are part now of the sample data. And then this will be studied or trained in the AI model. So we train on the foundation model, and by prompting, so this is how we communicate with the AI model. By prompting, it generates certain outputs. Okay, very simple. Right. Share lang po na from Ma'am Hani. No? Use AI as a valuable servant, not harmful master. I support this comment po from Ma'am Hani. Okay. Once again, AI is just a tool. Okay. Okay. So, uh, generative AI is in the area of natural language processing. So, NL or known as NLP. So, NLP is a field of artificial intelligence that focuses on the interaction between computers and the human language. It enables machines to understand, interpret, generate, and respond to text or speech in a way that is meaningful and useful. So, here are some applications or examples of NLP applications or natural language processing. So, chatbot and virtual assistant. So, I think it was mentioned about Siri and Alexa, language translation, sentiment analysis. Okay, so this is how AI can detect emotions in a body of text, like analyzing tweets for public opinion, and then identifying spam in emails and text summarization. Another application is the LLM or large language models. So this is also one of the emerging trends in AI, how to implement or customize an LLM or large provided through the prompt. Okay. Trained on the LLM is trained on diverse text sources like books, websites, and articles, and it also uses a different form of deep learning. So instead of a generic neural network, a specialized type of neural network called transformer architecture. It can perform a wide range of language tasks, with little or no additional training. Because, in other words, the current AI models are already self-trained. They use outputs as input in their training data. Okay. So one of the products of LM is the GPT model. Okay. So GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, and that's ChatGPT. Okay. So ChatGPT is a type of chatbot, AI chatbot that uses GPT models or the generative pre-trained transformer. So what are the capabilities of GPT models? So we have text completion, question answering, writing essays, poems and code, translating languages, and acting as a tutor or assistant. So like an AI tutor. So to distinguish them, so here, NLP is the field. So this is the umbrella discipline in AI focused on enabling computers to understand and work with human language. All techniques, tools, and models that deal with language, like NLP, like translation, summarization, or chatbots, fall under the category of NLP. Then, LLM is a type of natural language model, and LLMs use deep learning, okay, like especially the transformer architecture. So the transformer architecture is a type of neural network. So the one that I explained earlier. Then GPT is a type of LLM. So the GPT or the pre-trained transformer is a specific implementation of LLM created by a company named OpenAI. This is the company behind ChatGPT. It follows the transformer architecture and is trained on huge text corpora or body of text, that's the technical term, to generate coherent, context-aware responses. So the GPT is used to perform NLP tasks. Okay? So it's making it both a product of NLP and a tool for NLP applications. Okay. So let's have another activity. Okay, we have another short activity about prompt engineering. So for our participants, professors, so I invite you to follow this activity using this prompt and share your the results in the chat section in our chat box. So the prompt is a Filipino kid playing with a robot in a bahay kubo in rural Philippines. So the output is possible because AI knows something about Filipinos through the images, the sample data. So there is a category there, it might be there's a label for images that contains Filipino faces or Filipino facial features. And also, the AI model or the GPT model also has um, content on how robots look like. So, it would just put together in this image in this generative AI result. Okay? So, participants po, professors, kindly use this prompt and then share the output in our chat. So to make our activity more interactive. Okay, so I think we have one. Okay, sorry, hindi ko lang type lang. Okay. So thank you po, Sir Julius. for sharing the text. So you can now copy paste directly. Okay, do we have the result? So we'll just wait for a few moments. Okay, but yes, so Alvin, medyo matagal po. So whatever result that you get po in your respective AI tool that you are using, you can share it to us here in the chat box. So right now we will just proceed to the next slides. Also, I meron na po from Sir Gold. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the outputs po. Okay. So Sir Gold, this is the output. Thank you for sharing. Then from Ma'am Ethel. Okay. So you can also share the AI tool that you use. Okay. So some uses the Alpha AI. Yes. Then this is the output from Sir Aldwin, ChatGPT. Okay po. Thank you po. Then Sir Ryan using Copilot. Because Visual Use is loading pa on my end. So chat using from Ma'am Febby using ChatGPT. Okay. So I appreciate your participation po in our small activity in our info session. So it's still loading from my end. So Perplexity, Sir Kerwin, okay. Ma'am Donabel also. So na si Ma'am Carol, Ma'am Febby, Ma'am Stephanie, Sir Mark Joseph, Sir Calvin, okay. Ma'am Jill, okay. So I appreciate those who actively participate in this activity. Si Ma'am Jill, why baby boy? So that's how the AI understands a Filipino kid. It's baby boy. So that is also one of the criticisms of AI because the output is not explainable. So the AI just gives you the output without even explaining why. Okay. So so we see AI like a black box. We don't really know what's happening inside the AI. Okay, like a search is Google Nano Banana. Okay, that's new. Kaya, hindi ko pa nasubukan yung Nano Banana. So thank you for sharing po. Okay, from Ma'am Ann, meron na Ma'am Amelie. Okay, so iba, I think it's still loading. Okay, so for there's si Ma'am Lorena, Ma'am Karina. Okay, so we'll just wait. So thank you very much for sharing your outputs. Okay. Okay. Some questions at this point po. Okay. So you can use our chat box and feel free to ask some follow-up questions. Okay. So we'll now go to the prompt structures. Okay. So using prompts, so when a prompt is designed effectively, um, it can generate the output that we expected. So these are just patterns of prompt structures. So the pattern is action, purpose, and expectation. Okay, so below is the example. Okay, so the action is to summarize the steps for implementing community-based flood early warning system. To brief local purpose is to brief local government units on emergency preparedness and strategies. Then provide a concise, actionable summary that LGU officials can follow. So it builds the context of the conversation with the AI tool or with ChatGPT. Okay. Another pattern is another type of prompt structure is called task. So the pattern is define the task, describe the action or what needs to be done, and the goal. What is the end goal? Another example is coast. Okay. Build, build or define the context, then the objective, followed by actions, scenario, and the task. Another is RTF. Okay. So specify the role of ChatGPT. So you can specify as a communications officer for a local government unit. Draft an official advisory regarding upcoming typhoon. It should inform citizens about safety precautions, emergency contact numbers, and evacuation center locations. Write in as a short form of public announcement to be posted on the official Facebook page. So this is now the sample prompt using RTM structure. The next is raise, role, action, context, expectation. So specify the roles are similar to RTF. So the raise, so like for example, act as government service chatbot assistant, respond to citizen asking how to claim their social pension. The citizen is 65 years old and lives in a rural area with limited access to online forms. Provide a helpful, friendly, and accurate response with offline options. Next is rise. So yapon, start pa rin na role, input, steps, and prompt using the rise structure. Next is clear. Okay, context, action, result, example. Okay, the situation. Okay, the action is what you want to do. Okay, what do you want? Then what is your expected result? Describe it. Okay, and provide an example. But sometimes when we prompt, ChatGPT will generate a different answer, no? That we do not expect. So we can further refine it by providing an example. Okay. Then create. Okay. Define the AI role. So similar to the example earlier. Then state the request. You can provide examples if needed. What are the adjustments? What output do you like or do you want? And other extra instructions. Okay. Another is era. Okay. Um, okay. Meron po ng drawing sa screen. How do I erase this? Okay. Okay, let's continue. So next era. So expectation, role, and action. So example. Produce a concise policy memo recommending improvements to digital literacy programs in to address them and outline the implementation plan for LGUs. Another prompt structure is trace, so which includes the task, the request, the action, the context, and an example. So presented in this slide is a sample prompt. Then some others, we have the roses structure, the crispy structure. Any questions at this point? So let's check sa chat box natin. Okay. So we're receiving the sample outputs now from the previous activity natin. Okay. So some are using Meta AI. Okay. Shout out for Christian using Gwen. Yeah, good observation po, Sir Julius, no? Bias towards boys and not girls. Okay. Because our prompt simply says a Filipino kid playing with a robot in a 504-year-old Philippines. We did not say whether it is a boy or a girl. But the output is biased towards boys. That's actually a good observation po, Sir Julius. So you see, this is how bias plays in the outputs generated by ChatGPT. Yeah, it's true. Most of the outputs are boys. Okay, so some are using Copilot, meron Gemini. Okay, thank you very much now for sharing your outputs. That's very interesting. Okay, hi, Karen, Logan, former student ko. Okay, okay. Good, good justification na parang insights from Ethel, no? Pag kasi robot, usually boys ang naglalakabay. Then another bias also because robots can also be played by girls. So ito yung visual na bias. Kapag girls, dolls ang nilalaro. Kapag boys, robots. But it's not always like that. No? Um, sometimes they are also interchanged. Wingsurf cursor, okay, this is something new. Ang dami na debate. Okay, thank you very much now for your active participation. Or maybe, yeah, Mama Honey, because it's Filipino, okay, yeah, you could explain why, yeah, uh, that the output is biased to a boy because it says Filipino kid. So what happens if Filipina kid? Okay, good point. Okay. So this is okay. I think this is something to do with the prompt structure. So interesting siya now because yeah, you can act as a doctor or physician tapos paniwalaan yung diagnosis niya. Yeah, that's true. That's why there should be at least limitations. There should be at least limitations on the what we call it types of prompts. So such as medical advices, because of course we respect that only doctors are only capable of providing medical advice, and it is not recommended to use AI to generate medical advice. Kapag Ma'am Donabel, saan po ma'am? Uh, I think, uh, ito po ba yan? Roses and Crispy? For Ma'am Donabel? Okay. Okay, from Sir Neil, pakain a list about sa mga prom. This will be included in the slides that the DICT team will be sending. So, as soon as you complete the requirements for this info session po. Okay, from Sir Alvin, how do token limits affect the way you feel each element of the framework? Is it referring to the AI toolbox? I haven't experienced yet. Yeah, okay. So I think based on my personal experience, I haven't experienced about token limits. I usually use AI not for every task. Okay, so I just use it for improvement, like that. Okay, so to improve my work. So, but the whole thing is I put in human effort. So I haven't experienced this one yet, sir. Okay. From Sir Christian, I'll speak to Sir Lee and robots lean towards boy, then sa girls. Yeah, pero bias pa din. But in some, in some perspectives, this looks biased. But, halos ilan din sa COVID, halos ilan lang din yung robots na malapit sa robot. Alam natin na in terms of Filipino culture. So, Sir Joseph, say prompt ano yung prompt nito, Sir? Annabelle daw, a Filipino boy playing an Annabelle doll, a scary doll, in rural Philippines. Okay. Okay. Ano prompt naman natin mga pwede? Yes po, we're almost, malapit na matapos, ma'am. Okay. So, I'm just appreciating your submissions po. Thank you for the effort. Okay. Is there any gender sensitive? It will just depend on the prompts. Based on my experience po, Sir Ben, from Sir James, stereotype AI. We have most likely because it is just basing on the sample data, on the training data. So if the training data is stereotype, the output is also stereotype. Okay. So from Jill, sometimes may disclaimer din siya. Yeah, for safety purposes. Okay, so we'll now move to the next. No? Okay, just to note up from Sir Christian, the trick is sharing that the trick is being detailed and specific on what you want to do and expect. I like that, Sir Christian. Alright, sige. Okay, so let us be reminded that AI can be wrong. AI are trained to sound useful, and generative AI can produce biased outputs, and generative AI may not recognize everything because it only relies on the training data. So that's why we need ethical principles. No? So why ethics matter in government AI use? Because in the government we need public trust. Okay, to ensure AI is used responsibly, transparency discriminatory outcomes and protect vulnerable populations. Then transparency, to make sure that AI is clear and understandable to the public. Accountability, to ensure that there are ways a human is responsible for decisions made with AI assistance. Then privacy, uphold data protection law, respect individual privacy, and of course, eliminate discrimination to prevent bias in AI algorithms and ensure that there's equal treatment. Okay. So some of these in government use of AI, so as we have observed now, there's bias. There's also opaque decisions because of the black box algorithms, meaning we just use our to communicate with the AI, but it's not really transparent as to how the results are generated. There is also a possibility of misuse, like collecting or using citizen data without clear consent. Then overall bias, blindly trusting AI without human review. So always remember that there is always human in the loop in the process of using AI for government. Okay. So we have some applications also of ChatGPT in the government. So I'm sure from our participants, ma'ams and sirs, so these are already relatable to us. No? So like for example, we can use ChatGPT in the government work, no, for service delivery and public support, like automate replies, like using chatbots on our website and messaging apps, and language translation for multilingual communities. So this is very relevant now for areas that there are a lot of languages. People speak a lot of different languages. So here is a recommendation for prompt engineering for citizen-facing services. So use the pattern or the prompt structure called RACE that I described earlier here for generating chatbot responses or FAQ or frequently asked questions content for citizens. Then example, response to citizens' question about driver's license renewal. So we can use clear pattern for that. Then we can also use document drafting and content creation like internal reports, memo, and press releases, generate templates or summaries, create plain language versions of complex cases. So we can use structures like post and create when drafting official memos, letters, or government circulars. Then next is for internal use for government staff, like meeting summarization, like writing minutes of meetings, okay, policy comparison and analysis, brainstorming support and information research. So we can use CRISP or process to generate structured documents for planning, budgeting, or development programs. Okay, so of course, let us not forget that we need to spend time for training and capacity building. So like creating learning materials or quizzes, event scenarios for ethics or emergency drills, um, translate policies into digestible formats for new employees. Okay, so we can use AI or ChatGPT for that purpose. Okay. So key risk when using ChatGPT in government. So first is misinformation. Of course, ChatGPT may generate uh, inaccurate or outdated content, bias. Okay, so it may reflect harmful societal stereotypes. Then security, risk of data leaks, and dependence, so over reliance on AI. So some of the mitigation strategies. So of course, the human review. So always review AI generated content before public release. Then we have fair use policies or acceptable use policies. Then restrict sensitive input. So never use personal information or classified data or confidential data in the prompts or as part of the prompts. And version control also note that ChatGPT's knowledge is not a knock-off. So not everything is uh, known to ChatGPT. Really all knowing. It's not all knowing. ChatGPT is not all knowing. Okay. So for compliance and data governance, so follow the national and institutional data privacy law, of course, Data Privacy Act. Then create an internal AI governance framework. So in your respective agencies and organizations, so we need to have a committee on how to review what are the acceptable use of AI tools. Then train the staff on safe and secure usage and secure usage practices. We may also use enterprise version of ChatGPT if you have a budget or secure a localized deployment when possible. Integrate AI outputs into existing workflows, not as replacements, but enhancers. Okay? Let's take note of that. Replacements. No, not it's replacements, but enhancers. We're just enhancing. We're just improving our existing work. Then encourage feedback groups from users to improve performance and trust. Then, as part of the AI literacy across the workforce, um, we need also to implement a regular AI literacy sessions or um, seminars. So AI is changing the way the government works, and the staff must understand how AI tools like ChatGPT and other AI tools function and use them responsibly to reduce fear and build confidence. So how do we do that? So we first build a culture of responsible AI use. So we encourage experimentation, host some webinars or professional sharing sessions. Then recognize individuals that uses AI in a very appropriate way and use AI as part of the core include AI use rather in performance reviews or upskilling programs. So ensure you have budgets in your training and staff development. So my suggestion is to include seminars and trainings related to AI. Okay. Any questions? Oh, I think we're now in the summary section. Oh, so I will just proceed. So in summary, so we discussed about the introduction of ChatGPT and some basic concepts about AI. And we also introduced terms like machine learning, natural language processing, and LLM or large language models. So this is to help government personnel and our participants to understand how tools like ChatGPT work and how they differ from traditional software. Then we also have the ethical principles of AI for government. So don't forget transparency, fairness, and non-discrimination, accountability, and privacy. Then for practical applications, okay, so we explore real-world and potential use cases for ChatGPT in government operations. So improving the existing work to boost productivity, improve communication, and enhance service delivery. Then, of course, we are familiar with the risk, we are aware of the risk, so we should be responsible in the use of AI or ChatGPT. And lastly, building AI literacy across the workforce. So, um, so in our training, so we support long-term readiness and support for a workforce that is AI aware, skilled, and ethically competent. Okay, and that will be all for our info session po. So sumakto po kayo sa 5 p.m. So thank you very much for your active participation from our 547 active participants, sponsors. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much po, no, Sir Daryl. And thank you po sa participants the next day. Alam ko pong nag-overtime na po tayo, pero we're almost closing na po this session. So once again po, thank you Sir Daryl. Allow me to share my screen for a moment lang po. Okay, so I believe there are no questions, pero ang dami pong questions kanina, no? That shows po na very active po yung naging session natin and participative din po and active po ang ating mga participants. No? Pero if ever po there are questions na mag-pop up po regarding the session, feel free lang po to reach us out after the session and we'll course through your queries to our resource person po and get back to you as soon as possible. Okay? So, once again, daghang salamat po. Thank you very much po, Sir Daryl, for sharing your time, your knowledge, and expertise with us this afternoon. It has really been a meaningful and enriching learning experience na for everyone. Madami po bang natutunan ng lahat? Let me see po, thumbs up or heart emojis. If andyan pa po, nakikinig. Don't leave us po muna. So I guess madami po natutunan ng lahat, no? Thank you participants for staying. So to better our service po in the next sessions, ito na po inaantay natin. Nababasa ko na po yung 182 new messages about evaluation links. Ito na po. Ito-send na po natin. So we'll be sending for evaluation links. Please comply lang po and submit alongside with attendance if hindi pa po nakasubmit. Ayan po. Sinend ko na po. If ever po natabunan kasi ang dami na din po nagsaslide. I'll send another one. So here are the links po. I'll be sending I sent the attendance form, evaluation form, and the survey form po. Save the links po, especially the evaluation. Although 24 hours pa naman po open yung link natin. For the attendance po, right after the session, we will close. So hopefully po nakapag-submit na po ng attendance forms ang lahat. Okay? We'll give a few couple minutes no, sa ating mga participants to fill out the evaluation form before we head on to our closing remarks. I'll send it again para sa mga hindi po ayun. Okay? So to save us time, let's move forward, no? While others are filling out the evaluation forms, ito na po yung QR. If ever po convenient sa inyo yung QR, you may take a photo or scan it directly po. It will redirect din po same dun sa link na sinend natin sa chat box. But if the link is more convenient, just do so lang din po. Okay, at this point, we would like to present a certificate of appreciation to our resource speaker po as a token of gratitude for the insights and for the valuable learnings he has imparted to us this afternoon. So allow me to read this citation. Certificate of appreciation is hereby given to Daryl Ivan Hisola for sharing his skills and expertise as a resource person during the conduct of 4-hour online information session on learning AI and ChatGPT for government workforce of the Department of Information and Communications Technology, Region 11, on September 5, 2025, digitally signed by our Regional Director, Director FMA C. De La Rosa Sese of the DICT Region 11. Sir, we will send this one to you po. one-signed na din po ng aming RD. Again po, on behalf of ILCTB and the ICT Region 11, we would like to extend our appreciation and gratitude po sa inyong time, effort, and expertise po. And to more online sessions po with you, Sir Daryl, no? Thank you po. So before we move forward with the rest of the program, here's a quick gentle reminder po. Do not forget po na submit yung mga evaluation forms. Links po are provided in the chat box. So scroll nyo lang po and then fill out and submit. Make sure po na accurate, complete, and correct po yung pag-fill out ng mga details, especially yung spelling po. Sana po hindi ma-misspell, yung especially the names. And also, do not forget the client feedback form as well, and we really appreciate your thoughts and insights. Help us improve our service in the future. So thank you again for staying with us, and we hope you found today's session worthwhile and insightful. So for the closing remarks, I would like to call on our ILCDB Project Focal Engineer Ernie C. Vargas. Sir, hello po. Ayun pa.
So, kumusta yung sir? Audio?
Yes po. Audible naman po, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, on behalf of the Department of Information and Communications Technology, Regional Office 11, headed by our Regional Director, Director Evanisi de la Rosa, we sincerely say thank you for our resource person, Mr. Arel Ivan Sula, to the participants, to all the participants. Thank you for taking part in today's Learn AI and ChatGPT for Government Workforce session. This learning initiative reflects our collective commitment to equipping government workforce with the knowledge and digital skills needed to keep pace with demands of a rapidly evolving technological landscape. Through our discussions today, we have explored how artificial intelligence and ChatGPT can be responsibly integrated into our daily work, whether in communication, documentation, or citizen engagement, and remaining mindful of ethical considerations and risk. By embracing these tools with discernment and responsibility, we empower ourselves to deliver services that are more efficient, transparent, and responsive to the needs of our people. As we conclude, let's take with us the challenge of transforming knowledge into practice, ensuring that technology serves as an instrument to good governance and nation building. We continue working together in building a digitally empowered government workforce, one that is ready to lead the way toward a more inclusive, innovative, and citizen-centered public service for a bagong Pilipinas. Again, thank you very much and mabuhay po tayo.
Thank you very much po, Sir Ernie, no? Engineer Ernie C. Vargas, our ILCDB Focal in Region 11. Again, please do not forget to complete the attendance and evaluation forms to receive your certificate. Uulitin ko po, pag wala pong attendance, evaluation lang po, hindi po makakatanggap ng certificate. If attendance na po na evaluation na po na submit at walang attendance, wala rin pong certificate of attendance. Dapat both po yung na-submit ninyo. Okay? Recording and the PowerPoint presentation may also be or will be sent rather together with the certificate of attendance through email po. So make sure that you use or you input sa form po yung active email address po ninyo. Okay? So for more of our free online sessions and activities, feel free to visit our official FB page That's DICT Region 11 po. Paki-like, share, and follow nyo lang po para updated kayo sa lahat ng happenings ng aming tanggapan. Okay, again, this is James, and thank you everyone for being with us the entire afternoon for our online information session. See you sa mga next natin information sessions, and have a great weekend. Thank God it's Friday. Keep safe, everyone. And for queries po, please reach out lang po through our email. See you, everyone, sa next information session. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Alright, human na ang kuan guys. Human na ang seminar. Unexpected kaayong nahitabo eh. Oh, timing pag yun. 1 to 5 p.m. Timing yung kaayo nila.
Yes po, pwede na po muli. Thank you po, and ingat sa pag-uwi. Happy weekend. Yes po, pwede na po. Make sure po na successfully submitted lahat ng forms. Yes po, need pong sagutan yung client survey form, the third form po. So we have the attendance, evaluation, and the client survey form. Yes po, kasali po. Students or professionals, kasali po. As long as kinater po kayo ng aming service. Yes po, needed po. Sir Joseph Rosima.
Alright, keep notes last session.
Yes po, pwede po. As long as naka-attendance po and naka-evaluation form on this information session. Ma'am Caroline, Florine, pwede po, Ma'am Caroline. Yes po. Thank you po. Yes po, necessary po yung three forms. Yes, oo, si Ma'am Piliado po. Hi, Ma'am Grace, yeah. We might be related.
Last session na po itong keep notes. Alright.
Hi ma'am sir, by 5:30 po we will be ending po this Zoom. And then make sure po to fill out again the attendance form, evaluation form, and survey form. Today po i-close natin yung attendance form kasabay ng pag-close nitong Zoom. And yung evaluation form po natin will be open for 24 hours. So tomorrow po ng hapon, we'll close na po yung evaluation form. Bukas na hapon. So 5:30 po tayo will end this meeting. And then, hopefully po, matatapos po natin lahat. So, tapos na po nakapag-fill up. You may leave now the room. Thank you po. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And ingat po sa pag-uwi. Yes po, once done na po lahat ng forms, you may leave the room. Thank you po. For new type of service, the options, in po ba internal or external? You choose po the external service. We suggest po one email lang po. Which email po is yung most active or more often pong ginagamit? If you're joining on behalf of an office po, pwedeng work email, pero if it's personal po, you can use the personal email po. Thank you. Yes po, once lang po yung attendance natin, inulit-ulit ko lang po yung send. Baka kasi po may hindi nakakita or baka inconvenient na po sa kanila mag-scroll up. So I have to resend it sa junk box. But yes, one attendance lang po, one evaluation, and one client survey form. No worries po, regarding sa domain ng email po na ginagamit or gagamitin nyo, as long as it's active po and correct, sure po matatanggap niyo yung response and yung certificate of attendance ninyo sa ating info session. external service, the next po will be or should be ICT, Literacy and Competency Development Bureau. Meron po yun sa options. ILCTB po, ICT, Literacy and Competency Development. We'll be closing the Zoom link in a minute po. So finish up na po tayo guys. Okay lang naman po di pa matapos yung evaluation form since it will be open for 24 hours po. Yung attendance po kailangan lang natin submit today before we end. So tapos na po, you may leave the room. So thank you po everyone. Have a great weekend po. And keep safe po sa pag-uwi. Maraming salamat. See you in our next info sessions.
Alright, mag-discuss ta karon guys. So, what's up? No na wala ko nag screen record sa tulo ka forms na kailangan ni ikuan, kailangan na ipasa para sa DICT para maka-receive ako personally ng certificate kay importante siya for practicum. So kung buot ninyo naon, ningon si Ma'am Rosie na kailangan daw 10 kabuok seminars para magkaroon kami ng 10 certificates pero isa lang yun ka seminar ang naabsinan nako, which is bad. Pero wala ko'y choice pero sige lang. So katong naabsinan nako tong last August 26 kay sa buntag nag-psychological exam, pagkahapon nagpa ophthalmology ko sa SPMC FEB, dili. Sa buntag, psychological exam sa SPMC at FEBM, hapon, then hangtod niabot og gabi SPMC para sa ophthalmology. Wala jud ko wala ko intaw naka seminar. Kabalo lang ko nga na seminar kay niadto pa kog assumption kay dito sa SPMC sa ophthalmology dugay kaayo tawag kong pangalan. So niabot pa kog ACD. So hangtod sa nagkita mi ni Saberon kay nato kog eskwelahan nato nga time kay pabipik ko, and then after ato balik kog SPMC, then wala pa man natawag kong pangalan, hapon pa to nga time. So nag-Gmall ko, nag-videoke ko didto for a while. Pagbalik na ako, nawa pagyapon natawag kong pangalan, diba, mao na siya. Okay, ang atong discussion gamay lang yun atong oras, no. Okay, at least pa-appeal ko sa kuan atay mo ingani ang fourth year, ingani ang fourth year, dili gud lalim guys. Pero naa jud ko'y natun-an, especially starting August, then karon September na, bare months na. So makaingon jud ko nga naa jud ko'y natun-an, naa ako'y natun-an nga kailangan himo og paraan nga magkaroon og confidence, magkaroon og something na, 'di ba, something fantastic, something amazing. Kasi ako ang life is very very, 'di ba, trouble. It is real. Nag-trouble ako ang life. You have no choice pero mao nay tinuod. Alright? So, di lang ta magdugay sa to ang kuan karon, mag-discuss sa taginagmay, pero kini nga vlog despite nga taas kay tag oras para sa to ang arts, taas kay tag oras para sa to ang kuan, naminaw ra ko sa Zoom kay di man pug ko maka-record sa pika cellphone nga daan, di ko ka dili ko ka record. Kung mag-record ko sa Zoom, lahi naman tong sa una ug karon kay kung i-record pa nimo ang Zoom karon, dili ma-record ang sounds. So useless lang, or maski sa Google Meet, ingana na nanay kabaguhan. So no choice tayo. So basta ang maingon na lang gid nako karon is kailangan magkuanta ka ng maka-survive, and then make a new friends kasi I believe mao jud to ako ang naandan. Pero by the way, na swerte-swerte naman ko sa side ani nila Kenji ikumpara sa ubang grupo kay ang ubang grupo nag-struggle pa noon sila unsaon pag-initiative, unsaon pag-initiate sa capstone, 'di ba? So how many times na ako na naingon sa inyo ha, pero sige lang. Pero um, next week mag-ready ako, then kung pwede magkaroon ng new friends, wala problema. Kay katong si Roger Tumaob, paunti-unti na siya communication sa kuha kasi Kay si Roger, ni-chat siya kay Muhammar, and then si Muhammar ni-chat sa kuha kung musugot ba daw ko nga paapilon si Roger sa grupo sa final project sa subject ni Sir Hens. So, agree ako, sugot ko, and then niabot sa moment, si Roger na communication sa kuha. That's a good story. What a good experience, right? And by the way, tomorrow, naapa ko klase sa gymnasium, which is trouble, pero no choice, pero kundi buhaton ako ang paraan, kay I know it sounds nga makulbaan, pero hopefully, di ko makalimot, moinom kog propranolol before 1 p.m. or duol-duol sa alauna sa hapon. Kasi 1 to 5 p.m. ang PE3 namo. Diba? Nga na ang PE1, PE2, PE3, PE4. Pag ingana na situation, 1 to 5 p.m. talaga. Alright? So, kuan, wala na kay ko lain pang maingon sa inyo ha. Kay di naman ko super depressed. Or sa nganing orasa, lami kay matulog guys. Katugon kaayo ko. Mo ni ang gikuan sa kuha sa kuan oh. Itong nagpakuwag dugo. Pero by the way, kung moadtog di ang giingon sa kuha, moadtog DOH para sa phlebotomy, kay kaganiha ra man po ko gi-inform, kaya lang wala kay ko katuod exactly as dapit ang DOH no sa diri sa downtown Davao City. And siguro di ko sure kung mag-Google Map pa ba ko ana guys, alright? Sakit ni kong mata by the way, sakit akong mata. Sa kuan jud ni moderate dry eyes. Wala pa ko nipalit og kuan tambal para sa akong mata. Sige pa o nagpa-check up ako sa doktor. Kay wala man daw LASIK didto, so at least na nagkaroon din ako ng experience, nagkaroon ako ng knowledge. Na ako'y aha moments, wala dai sila'y LASIK nga maski libre man lang unta. Pero ang katong doktor nako sa ofta, musugot daw siya personally nga mas gwapo daw nga naay kuan sa SPMC guys. Pero wala pa sila technology dito guys. So mao lang to guys. So di na ako magdugay kay kailangan ko magpahuway, so I have to say goodbye. I have to smile. Kita kits sa next vlog. Take ko siya. 5:49 p.m.